Welcome to the next video. So this one's going to be pretty short, no fancy PowerPoints, no extra videography, pretty simplistic, but it's a very important topic. It's one that I'm extremely passionate about, and it ties into why TDC exists in the first place. Today was spurred by a podcast that I listened to on the way to work. Actually, it was a YouTube clip that I was listening to. And it was talking about the qualities of leaders, and it was talking about the qualities of different types of people of influence. And although it reminded me of a discussion I had 6-8 months ago, it didn't specifically hit on what I'm going to bring up today. So this morning's YouTube clip that I was listening to made me think of a discussion I had with a fire medic about 6 or 8 months ago. That discussion was specifically on what makes a good fire instructor? What makes someone a good FTO? What makes them a good educator? And at the time, we had a very engaging conversation. We were literally sitting on the tailboard of a piece of apparatus, that 6-8 month ago discussion, and we must have been there for an hour and a half, almost 2 hours maybe, and just talking about all the different things that can go into it. How do you go from a place of discomfort, to a place of being confident in your ability to educate and motivate and teach? And we had a good conversation. We added a lot of different context to it. But this morning, I just kind of stumbled upon 3 major concepts that I thought really kind of encompass what makes a good instructor or educator or mentor great. And these 3 all happen to have the letter C in the beginning. So the first one I want to talk about is connection. The educator, the mentor, the leader, if they can't connect with someone and have a rapport with them on a professional level, but also to some degree a personal level, they're able to bond through circumstance or through professional endeavor. But to some degree, there's got to be some form of connection. I can go and speak at a conference. I can go teach a fire class, any of those things. But if I can't connect with the learner, the student, the participant, it's just content. It's just material. And I can do that through writing an article. I can do that through spewing out a textbook. But it's the connection that can really make a good instructor or educator or mentor great. And that's difficult to do. That takes a lot of practice, and that's part of a person's character. And character can be developed over time by making personal choices. How do I want to be? And this isn't just in the professional realm. This is also in the personal as well. How do I want to interact with my family? Because leading in the professional workplace has a context, but it does in the home front as well. So connection, to me, was one of the absolute most important things as far as becoming a great educator, leader, instructor, mentor, etc. The second C that, again, these weren't stolen from anybody. It wasn't specifically part of the podcast I listened to this morning. These were things that to me, these made sense to make someone better at what they're doing. The second one was credibility. If you're an educator, instructor, leader, mentor, and you lack credibility, people won't trust you. They won't believe that you're going to tell them what they need to hear. They're not going to believe that you're going to lead them down a path to improvement or to betterment. It has to be there. If you lack credibility, people may believe you lack integrity, and they're not likely to listen, to follow, to learn from you. So you have to be credible. So we first talked about connection, and now the credibility of that instructor. You can be incredibly competent, but if you don't have the credibility that kind of encompasses and surrounds who you are and what you stand for and your beliefs, your values, then your credibility as an educator, a mentor, a leader, an instructor is lacking for sure. And the last one to me was capability, because we have to connect with our people. We have to be credible. They have to believe us and trust us. And if you don't believe someone, You're likely not to buy in to what they're telling you, saying, showing, etc. But the capability was another one. So we have to be able to connect. We have to be able to believe the credibility and trust them. But the capability, if they're not solid in their knowledge, skills, and abilities, and lack the capability to acknowledge something they don't know, then the credibility isn't there, and you're not going to be able to connect. So these three things, you can put them in a Venn diagram, and connection, credibility, and capability, to me, kind of sum up what makes a good educator a great educator. Let's say I am teaching rope rescue. For some reason, it seems like that's what I get asked to do a lot. If I'm teaching rope rescue and I connect really well with the student, the learner, and I have a credibility walking in because they contacted me to teach this thing, or they know of my position to be able to do that. And I come in with connectability and I come in with some credibility, but I show up and I botch my knowledge, skills, or abilities component, I now lose the credibility as well as the ability to connect with someone. Or let's say I show up and I have a great connection with them on a professional level, but they're not exactly sure they trust that I know what to do, or I trust my maybe knowledge, skills, or ability. So it all kind of plays together, and it's imperative that these three concepts, and I'm sure there's many more, but these are what came to mind this morning when I was thinking about it on my way into work. But connection, credibility, and capability. The next time you're looking at conducting a drill, or maybe starting to teach a new class at a technical college or for your department or wherever you're at, before you do the lesson, before you present, before you work through a skill, think about these three things. Connection, am I going to be credible? And am I going to be capable? And if you can't identify how to be able to do these three things, let's have a discussion and see how we can work on that. But if you can't connect with someone with these three things, you're not going to be able to go from good to great as far as your ability to be an instructor, an educator, a mentor. And again, this is my opinion, so I'd like to hear some feedback on this, but give it a thought. Connection, credibility, and capability. Thanks for watching.